I freaking love photography. I mean, this thing, pretty sexy. Look at that, it's waterproof and everything. Sick. I got introduced into photography with the family album. When I was a kid, my parents just had a ton of them, and I remember flipping the pages and looking at my life story. And then I grew up a little bit, and I finally got granted the access to the family camera. It didn't have this lens when I got it. That came later, when I started skateboarding. Like that same year, I also started filming myself with my parents' high 8 camera, like mini DV, but different. But that's a story for another video. I started using this when I was like 11 or 12. I spent years exploring this thing. And then later in high school, I bought myself an old professional digital camera, like this one. See that? The Nikon D1, like this crazy big black box. And that's when I really started experimenting with photography. You know, because of the immediacy of it. This also meant starting to experiment with Photoshop. You know, assembling images, doing things a little darker here, a little lighter there, just trying out stuff. And I loved it because it was so quick. And that wasn't the case with film photography. I loved to take the pictures, but I hated the whole process afterwards, like the chemicals and everything. Digital was my thing. And now photography is literally my job. In these past few years, I've been exploring the family album, what it means and how to build one. And this led me to this project, the Archival Machine, this contraption I'm building. I still have a few months to build this thing. I've already explained it in another video, but that's how it's gonna be. A box made out of pallet wood, 35mm film rolls, and a film camera here. And people are gonna be able to archive themselves, or the situation, or whatever. All this to say that photography and the archive is something that's been part of my entire life. And only recently I understood that film photography, this process that I absolutely hated, is actually the perfect archive. It is unmanipulated by humans or AI, and the object that creates this proof is part of the nostalgia and is itself a sort of archive. And this is why I'm only now coming back to this process. And maybe you should try it out.